Time for another episode of Warhammer Thoughty. How you doing, guys? Big Mac Dansicle here again today with episode 13, I think, of Warhammer Thoughty. Been going for a while now, I think. You know, it's getting a bit old, isn't it? No. Let's continue. Today's episode is gonna be all about the fear of missing out and how that can be a big driving force in me in particular, but I think other hobbyists and gamers out there. It can be a driving force in spending too much money. Now, I've spoken in the past about trying to curb my spending on miniatures, and I was doing well with that until the Talons of the Emperor box came out a few weeks ago, and then this week we've had Shadow War Armageddon, and you know, you get the idea. I've kind of bought both of them. So yeah, let's talk about the different types of different ways you can miss out. Now, you can miss out if, say, there's an exclusive miniature. There's something exclusive about a miniature, whether it's a limited run, limited availability on the miniature, or there's like a limited way you can get the miniature. So limited availability of miniatures is like, you know, it's a limited edition miniature, or they do it more often with books actually. So let's talk about the limited edition versions of the codices that they do and stuff. They do 1,000 of them, or 800 or 500 of them, depending on the army. And once they're gone, but they come in these amazing slip cases, and they've got lovely gilded pages and stuff like that. And you get extra things in them, like maybe data sheets or objective markers and things like that. And you know, to different people, they're worth all the money you spend on them. I myself, I've got Orc limited edition codex and an Eldar limited edition codex because, you know, I really wanted them at the time. I saw them, I was like, ooh, look at that, it's amazing. And I've invested in them. And the Orc one, you got the War Armageddon supplement, which I've now replaced since with the slightly updated and slightly better War Armageddon supplement. But that doesn't fit in the case with the other ones. And the Eldar one I've not used, but I really like the feel of it and everything when I'm reading through it, when I'm reading through the fluff in there and everything like that. So it is to a certain extent worth it to me. But I feel it would have been more worth it if I'd gotten more use out of it. Anyway, so that's one way of missing out on something, if something's limited edition. If there's a limited way you can get it, now I've only just thought of this one. They do now and again on the website exclusive Space Marine miniatures that you have to spend like £50 on the website for before you can get, So you spend £50 on the website, you get the first one. I remember they did one, and I got one of them actually, because I was placing an order in GW for some web store exclusive Orc stuff at the time. I think it might have been £30 that you had to spend on the website, and you got this exclusive Space Marine captain. And then you also got the chance, if you spent another £50, to buy this second exclusive Space Marine captain. But you had to buy that next one. So yeah, they do things like, I think maybe you had to buy the first one, I can't remember, but I got it anyway, the first one. I preferred the second one, but I didn't manage to get that one. Yeah, so there's another way of missing out on something if something's just, it's too exclusive to buy kind of thing. Another thing is event exclusive miniatures. So let's talk about the Horus Heresy Weekender. There was a few weeks ago. There was this miniature it might have been a couple of months ago even now, but there was a Legio Custode exclusive miniature, and it's the first Legio Custode character that they've released, so I really wanted that. And I was in Warhammer World like the week after the Horus Heresy weekend, and I couldn't see it anywhere. So because they do, when at Warhammer World events, when a miniature doesn't sell out, an event exclusive miniature, they put it on the shelves in Warhammer World. And I couldn't see it anywhere, so I was like, right, well, I'm not getting that then. And then I found out when somebody did a video review of it on YouTube, I found out it's in one of the Horus Heresy Character Series boxes. So that's probably why I didn't see it. Now, I don't know if they've got any left now. But on the bright side, I'd probably saved myself about £45 there. I think it was £45, that one. And it's, at the end of the day, it's a miniature the same size as like an Orc Stormboy. And, you know, they're highly detailed and everything. Really, really nice looking miniature. But, you know, I could do a conversion to make a similar looking miniature. Not quite the same, but, you know, there's another type of exclusive miniature. And that leads me nicely on to location exclusive miniatures. Now, I read a post on Spiky Bits the other day, actually. It was funny because I'd already decided to do this video, and then I read that post the same day. It was about how Warhammer World has so many exclusive miniatures. They've got an exclusive Space Marine command tank set you can buy. They've got the Questoris Knight, is it? The Questoris... Age of Sigmar character knight thing. What are they called? Stormcast Eternal. The Questoris Stormcast Eternal. Something like that. And they've got basically any miniatures from events that don't completely sell out, that are event exclusive. They've got loads of exclusive miniatures there. And it was the poster on the Spiky Bits website was in America, so they never get to Warhammer World to get these miniatures, and they were saying, you know, you could do event exclusive miniatures at things like Adepticon and stuff like that, and I completely understand that. What I'd do if I was Warhammer World was take some of those Warhammer World exclusive miniatures to Adepticon, you know, a limited amount maybe, because then it's still keeping it exclusive, but at least people are getting a little bit of a chance, a little bit more of a chance to buy them. But then it's, you know, it's not exclusive to Warhammer World anymore, so I do understand why they don't do that as well. And then another type of exclusive is a limited run of stuff. Just so Shadow War Armageddon I mentioned earlier. I didn't know that was going to be a limited run. I was away at Sci-Fi Weekender last weekend when the pre-orders went up. And normally I'd get it from War Games, or I'd try and get it from Martin at War Games. And it was yeah. So I was at Sci-Fi Weekender. My internet wasn't the best. It's in the middle of Wales. My internet wasn't the best. And I missed out on all the pre-orders. Got back on the Sunday and I forgot to check all the websites. So on the Monday, I'm checking through the websites like, oh, War Games is sold out. Right, I'll check Element Games. Element Games is sold out. Okay. Gifts for Geeks is sold out. Games Workshop website. Games Workshop sold out. I'm gonna have to. So I messaged Martin at War Games. I said, are you going to get any in store other than the ones that you've sold on the pre-order? And he said no, so it's like, well, I'm going to have to pay full price for it then. It's an alright deal though anyway, because you get two of the new terrain sets in there. And yeah, there's a couple of squads of miniatures in there. The main thing I wanted it for was the rules. But the daft thing is, the rules are becoming available in a couple of weeks. Now, I was scared, I think, of missing out on the deal. Because the bundle you get in the box, it's a pretty good deal. Even if you pay full price for it. So I was worried about missing out on that. And the same thing for the Talons of the Emperor box. So you get a squad of Sisters of Silence, a squad of Adeptus Custodes, a Contemptor Dreadnought, and a Land Raider. Now, they're still sat in that box, so I clearly didn't need them right away. I could have just waited and bought them individually in the future. They're not exclusive miniatures. It's just an exclusive package that they've put them in for you. The saving on the miniatures was good though. That's why I wanted to get them, because I didn't want to miss out on the saving. But at the end of the day, I've spent more money than I was going to spend anyway. Had that box not come out, because I probably wouldn't have bought them all separately, or I may have, just when I've, you know, over the course of time when, you know, you sort of don't miss the money as much. But I wanted to get that, you know, that little bit of a saving. It's ridiculous spending money to make a saving. You're not really making a saving. You're just spending money. Or I am anyway, because it's not like it's something I'd use. If it was something I'd use straight away, then I can justify that saving. But it's not something I'll use straight away. The miniatures are all still on the sprue, and the Land Raiders still all on the sprue. And I've already got a Land Raider upstairs in my hobby room that's all still on the sprue. So You know, did I need that? Not really. The Contemptor Dreadnought as well. I've still not built the one from Betrayal at Calth, so you know, I didn't need those miniatures, but I got the urge through fear of missing out to buy those miniatures. I didn't want to miss out on the saving, but of course, like I said, I'm spending more money. So yeah, they're the different ways you can miss out. I know War Games is doing the Northwest Open in the summertime. I think might be the first weekend in August. The Northwest Open is an ITC event, and I think it's a 64 ticket event or something like that. Now, it's a ticket-only event, like I said, 64 tickets. I don't think those tickets would have sold out had the organisers, so War Games and Aceface, had they not bigged up the event so much, or they wouldn't have sold out that quick. But they have to do that to make sure those tickets sell. It's completely understandable. That's how business works. You know, they got on their social media platforms and they said these tickets are going to sell really fast, and then it creates that fear of missing out, and it makes you want to jump at the opportunity to buy it. Like I've never played in a tournament, but I was, you know, I put on the Facebook page, on the event Facebook page, I put interested, you know, to make sure I was keeping updated on the latest developments, if you like. And the tickets sold out in a matter of hours, I think. So it was a really good drive from Martin and Aceface to get excitement around the event. Now, I kind of thought to myself, I might buy a ticket, and then I'll learn to play the game properly by then, especially with the new edition coming out. So that they'll be playing with the new edition rules, assuming it's out by then, which it probably is looking like it will be, the new edition. I thought, you know, I'll learn to play properly, competitively, so I don't get my arse handed to me in every game. You know, I've got plenty of time to do that, and it'll force me to go into Games Workshop and play the game, where I don't go into Games Workshop because, as daft as it sounds, I'm a 32-year-old man, but I have I have issues with going in, with doing stuff I've not done before. I really do. So yeah, even I was considering buying a ticket. They did really well with the drive to get everybody excited about the tickets. I think it sold out. What happened? It sold out in a couple of hours, I think, and then when the Martin checked something on the website, and basically a couple of people had bought more than one ticket. Now the rules were you could only buy one ticket, so 5 tickets then became available, and then they were sold out completely again by the next day. So yeah, they did really well with that. Let's bring it back to Shadow War Armageddon for a second. Now, like I said, I had no idea it was going to be a limited run. GW, I don't think they made it clear at all that it was going to be a limited run. Sometimes they do this; they just don't expect the demand. They do a limited run and don't expect the demand for some reason. Did they not know that we're all addicts to the hobby, or you know, at least some of us are. Some of us can admit it, some of us can't. And you know, any little hint of nostalgia, or some people might play skirmish games mainly, and therefore they're more likely to go out and buy Shadow War Armageddon than want to play 40k. So yeah, I didn't know it was a limited run. It sold out completely, and then I went into Games Workshop and paid full price for it, which I rarely do, I'll be honest. You know, I buy books in Games Workshop. I bought a Magnus book with it yesterday as well. I buy books in Games Workshop, and I buy paints and White Dwarf. That's the main things I buy in Games Workshop. Most other things, you know, if I need it right away, then I'll buy it in Games Workshop, because you know there's more Games Workshops than other gaming stores in the UK. But yeah, most other things I get from War Games probably, or you know, if War Games doesn't have it in stock, I might go to Element Games. So yeah, the Shadow War Armageddon is a limited run, and it sold out really quick. But the daft thing about it is the rules are going to be available for free in the coming weeks, and I've got at least all the Orc miniatures in that box. Okay, I've not got the new scenery, but do I need that scenery? When I really think about it, I don't need that scenery. I could get some walkways and gantries, some of the MDF ones you see all over eBay. I could get some of them, the ones you put around the Pringles tubes and everything. I think they look great on a tabletop, especially when they're all, obviously when they're all painted up and everything. I think they look awesome, and you can get them for so much cheaper than the actual GW terrain. But you know, I mentioned it in other videos, the completionist in me wants all the GW terrain. I want all the available terrain for Warhammer 40,000. I've not actually been out and bought the Hemothrope reactor yet, or the, I'm sure there was another one, can't think what it was. But yeah, there was a couple of terrain pieces for 40k that were released a few months back, and I've not been out and bought them yet, which is quite a surprise. I've still not got a Shrine of the Aquila either. I really like that terrain piece, but I guess that's because it's a web store exclusive, that one, and if it was in store and I just walked into a store one day and I saw it, I'd be like, maybe, and then I'd probably buy it. But yeah, I've not got all the GW terrain, but yeah, for some reason, some of it just calls out to me more than other bits. I really like that it's all modular terrain as well, so you can change the setup. I was talking to the store manager yesterday, and I think people have, and one of the other guys in the store, people have said like if you change it around too much, the little tabs on it will snap off. But I don't think that's too much of a problem, because I can potentially magnetize it in the future to a few basic setups that I want, you know, just to get at least a little bit of variety, not quite the variety that's intended from it. Otherwise I'd be using a hell of a lot of magnets. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, the fear of missing out can be a real driving factor in you or me spending more money than we need to in the hobby. Some people are powerful enough, strong enough of will, that they aren't affected by the fear of missing out. And now them people, to me, are absolutely crazy. I've always got a fear of missing out on stuff. Always. That's why I go out and buy Shadow War Armageddon. I buy the Talons of the Emperor set, and I spend more money than I need to. They're the reasons. So do you suffer from a fear of missing out? Like I said, I know I do. Let me know in the comments below. Do a video response if you want. And thanks very much for watching, guys. I will see you on the battlefield.